What is up, YouTube? This is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below and give me a big thumbs up on this video. Today, we are reading through our YouTube comments and we are going to be answering questions. Specifically in this video, we're going to talk about cheap projectors versus expensive projectors. We want you guys to feel like you are heard. So what we are doing is reading through these, doing a Dreamedia Ask the Team, and making videos about these particular topics. So I hope that you guys enjoy the content. If you would like to purchase anything home theater related, make sure to reach out and show your support. All right, guys, let's get into this video. Hey, what is up, guys? Thanks for tuning into another awesome episode of Ask the Dream Team. And today we are going to be talking about... Today we are going to be discussing cheap versus expensive projectors. Should I spend $2,000 or should I drop 50 G's? Is it necessary? I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to... Who wants to take it?
I'll start.
All right, Chris, that home theater dude is in the house, and he is going to give you his take on if it's necessary to do a cheap projector or an expensive projector.
Yeah, so I think that this is perfectly placed in the grand scheme of things. I just saw you unbox that JVC RS 4500, kind of like a unicorn. Those aren't necessarily readily available as they used to be, but that thing, MSRP is up there. I think MSRP, whenever it first came out, was 35K. They've since dropped it down a decent amount. So, I mean, 35K, no matter what you're talking about, that's a car for most people. And if you can't drive it around and pick up chicks, like, people probably don't care about spending that kind of money on a projector that's going to be going into their system. So the reason why you do want to buy a quality projector is if you do want that big honking screen experience, right? So I get customers ask me all the time, you know, what's the biggest I can go? What, like, I want to go from floor to ceiling, and I want it to be the best experience possible, right? So, and like a lot of the times with gear that you're trying to buy or trying to research, in cars, it's good, fast, and cheap, right? So you can have something that's good, and you can have something that performs, and you can have something that's not cheap. So it has to be, you know, two of those. It can't be all three. So with someone that's trying to come at me and they're like, hey, I want to do, you know, a 40-50, and I want a 200-inch screen, you know, what can you do? And I kind of sit there and have a heart-to-heart with them. I'm like, well, what's important to you? Do you want to have that crazy sized image, or you want it to look good? You know, you can have a lot of fast food, or you can have a filet mignon. Which one's going to make you a little more happy at the end of the day? So with that, you do want to spend a little extra cash on a projector. Like I was talking about before, subwoofers are something you don't skimp on. Screens are something you don't skimp on. Projectors are something you don't skimp on. So with those are usually going to last a decent amount of time. And with going with a more expensive projector, you get the more premium stuff with it. So like I was talking about, you get the bacon wrapped shrimp on your on your fillet. You also get that great HDR availability on a really nice projector. Some of these things don't have the processing capabilities because the engineering that went into it, the amount of dollars that you spend on it doesn't actually equal that on the lower tiered items. You're getting that product at a lower tiered price because you're not paying for that extra engineering and the extra hardware to make that a physical capability. So like I was talking about, you know, less expensive stuff, it fits its budget, it fits its purpose. You know, not everyone cares about having a 200-inch screen or anything above 150. You know, some people just care about having, you know, the game on whenever the Olympics are there, watching football or watching, you know, Friends or watching the Avengers. You know, that's what is important to them. So that's why we always ask those questions to you. What's important to you? And we're trying to find that specific answer. And I think that that's why, you know, we're really successful helping you guys get into what's important to you.
Because I mean, a lot of it does just come down to your level of expectation. Like guys that, you know, you go over to your friend's house and you see his setup, you know, that's your reference, right? You're like, I saw that. That's what a projection system looks like. Well, there's a lot of things that go into actually creating what is considered home theater reference. And it has to do with the brightness of the projector, the size of the screen, the throw distance, as well as your seating area. So like Chris was talking about, you don't really want to be sitting 10 feet away with a 200-inch screen because
even with,
ping ponging.
Yeah. Well, there's that. You're going to get viewer fatigue, but like with an E-shift projector, he's talking about a 4050. That's an E-shift 4K projector. It's emulating 4K by pixel shifting, which is better than 1080p. But think about it. You're exploding those pixels out further and further the bigger your screen gets. And then when you get into native 4K projection, see more detail. And the smaller your screen gets, the crisper and cleaner it's going to be. Like he was talking about with that JVC 4500. The reason that the customer wanted that unit is because of the brightness output. He's going with a screen that's bigger than 170 inches, which you don't want to run like a RS 2000 with anything more than 150 inch screen would be my recommendation. Again, there's a lot to consider here, guys. So it's not just screen size, it's screen material. So that's when you can call and consult with us. That's a whole different video topic, but I'm going to pass this back to Kellen, see what else he has to say.
No, I think you guys pretty much summed everything up. The biggest one I think that I run into is people always want to get the Sony 295 because it's native 4K. But then they're wanting to pair that with something that's going to be right at 150 or a little larger. You know, you're going to get the sharpness, you're going to get native 4K, you're going to get good contrast, but where that projector lacks is the vividness and brightness. It's only 1500 lumens. So just kind of goes back to what you were talking about. Just because it's a more expensive projector doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to fit your needs. It all boils down to what you guys level expectations are, and that's why you need to
like, what are you using it for? Like, are you going to be playing? Are you going to watch sports? Are you going to play video games? Or are you just going to watch movies? That makes a huge difference, because instead of the Epson instead of the Sony 295, maybe you do want that Epson 6050, which is E-shift 4K. It's not true 4K, but it's 2600 lumen output versus 1500 lumen output. Well, I think that about wraps it up, guys. The important thing here is that we're trying to give you guys some free information. Of course, our consultations are free as well. You can reach out to us and we'll create a system that's specifically tailored to your needs and budget. But we're just trying to give like some general information and tech talk about this, because we just get it asked so frequently on a daily basis. So we're going to have the same discussion with you guys when you call in, but hopefully this video was a little bit informative and helps you guys make an educated buying decision. We have all the industry leading products. It's just a matter of what's right for you. And we have you covered here at Dreamedia.
All right, that is a wrap on cheap projectors versus expensive projectors. Guys, the reality of the situation is that we have so many options to choose from. Depending on your budget and space, we're gonna find the perfect option for you. So reach out and show your support. We would love the opportunity to earn your business. Till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. Thank you for watching. On to the next one.